So the things I'm going to explain is about team formation and its importance. So actually, if we can talk about teams, that means we are talking about a group of people who will work together to achieve a specific goal or to achieve a specific target. So goal should be anything. We can talk about uh, from the real time projects. The construction sites have their own projects. If we can talk about in different construction sites, there are a lot of companies are working together, and their goal is to develop a new suburb or to develop a new society, not society, to develop a new a living area. So actually, for the big projects, couple of companies get together and they start working together on to achieve the goals. So as I talk about in my previous video about the team formation, I gave some example from the sports, how they form their teams to achieve their specific target, which is their target is actually to win the tournament, to win the match and thing. But now I'm going to talk about a construction site, and I will talk about that how they start their projects and how they improving their progress, and how they get together and they will decide that how we can achieve our goal with this specific team, and to within this specific time as well. So every project has its own scope and vision. So according to the scope and vision, they start working on the architecture of the project. Like they design this stuff. Actually, before designing, they start housekeeping, and they start um, meeting with each other to decide that which work we need before the other one, and which work is dependent on the other work. So actually, this thing will give them more broad vision of their project, and the workflow, that how they start their project, and from where they have to start, and from where they are going to end that project. So for the construction sites, they have big machineries and everything with them, and there are a couple of companies. They get together and they start working. Some of the companies are the digging companies. They can dig the land to develop something. Some of companies who are here with the machinery, who can making the slope or the platform for the houses, and the roads structure, and the water draining structure, and also with the electricity, with the gas, and with the like internet connections of their locations. So actually, like, these are different modules of the project. So every company has one platform or one architecture of the area, and like which we can say that they have their map of the land, or map of the area, on which each company has to work to achieve all the requirements of the project. So with that specific platform, actually platform and the architecture of the project, they start working on that one, and they decided that which work has to be done before the other one. So this is very important point, actually, like for the construction, specifically for the construction for the buildings, we really need to draw our structure of the building, and then we start developing on the building. Then like the electricity stuff will be with that one, and the other water and the gas and the all the connection and all the settings. So actually, with that specific thing, I'm gonna explain about actually like how we can understand or how we can check that our project is progressing. So when we define our timelines for the project, for any of the projects, and we start working with the team, and like and we set the goals or the milestones for the projects. That means actually we are actually going to develop, and we are progressing towards the project. So with the construction project, whenever they start working on the landscaping stuff for the land, then they have their specific time, that within that specific time they need to do this. Whenever they meet that goals, that means they are progressing. Other than that, with at the same time, if they are achieving their goals according to the requirements of the customer, or the manager, or any person, especially with the customer. So if they are achieving, and their customer is satisfied with the work has been done, then that means they are progressing. So with the construction sites, they start with the architecture and with the map of the land, and every company with their skills and the requirements, or with their team, they combine together, they start working on that one according to the dependency of the work, and after that they will achieve the target, whatever what they're gonna achieve, which is their like to build a new suburb, or the new roads, or the road maps, or anything like that. So and if I can talk about my projects, so as we are working on our project, we have weekly meetings on that one. Every person has different tasks for housekeeping, and to get the data, and to understand the workflow of our project. So actually we are working together in a form of team, and we met a couple of times in a week, and according to the availability, and then we discuss that, and we can check either we are achieving the right thing, or we are moving towards the goal of the project or not. So in the start, like nowadays, when we choose that project, then we start working on the requirements of the project. Then we are selecting the tools, like which tool we need to develop that application, which is actually we are working on tech launcher management system. So the technology, we are working on that one. Like before using of any technology, we have to learn that thing. As I mentioned in my previous description of the team formation and some of the projects in my learning portfolio, that tool to use, for the use of any tool, before using of any tool, we have to learn how to use that tool. Otherwise we will be end with a big mess, and we will be behind in our projects. So actually that's the basic thing. Like for the huge building, if the base is strong, then the building will remain for ages. Otherwise, if the base or the actual architecture of the building is not good, so whoever want to build that wall, that guy will build that wall, and the other will build the roof, and without any plan or without any architecture of that one, and we end up with the like disaster of the building. Same with the disaster with the project. So actually we, according to my point of view, I think we are pretty on the right path, and we are working on the couple of tools, and then we will decide which tool is suitable for the project requirements, that is really very important point, that if we have couple of tools to choose, but we have couple of options to choose the specific tool for this project, and we are working on the specific 2 or 3 tools, and we are just nearly finishing that which tool we're gonna use for the which will meet the requirements of the project. So it seems that we are progressing, and we are on our way, and we pretty clear about the scope of the project and the goal of the project, and we are still working on that one. And so actually these are the basis of our project. So whenever we will be able to get the get the design of the project or the architecture of the project, then we will be very fast, and we will work very fast, because we will understand that what we are doing, and how we are doing. So the important thing is that I mentioned, that is the architecture of the project, and the base of the project, to understand that what actually we're gonna do, and which tools we require to achieve the target, to achieve the goal of the project. So this is the main point I was going to discuss, and I did mention the construction sites and their architecture example as well, so you guys can understand, you guys can take help with that one as well, that how important is the basics of the project for the goal of the project. So whenever our basis is fine, and the scope is very clear, will be clear in our mind, then we will be able to achieve the target and to achieve the goals. And that's it. So thank you very much.